Yes, okay. That's perfect. Okay, so work ethics. So at this phase, we would like to see how you work and understand your work from client perspective. So would like you to share the best work practices with us and how you are like to be creative, but from the client perspective.
Yeah, as Brehan told, all the next three questions are going to be a bit generic, but try to be a bit creative, a bit pointed something so people can understand like you have done something out of the box to handle this. Okay.
Okay.
So
Can you just move to the first situation or scenario, Kapil?
yeah,
Okay. Please read the question.
like there are definitely governor limits are there, but any governor limits which you find by practicing, you thought like, oh, that I was not knowing, but it came up, or you can share any of this type of experience also.
So yeah, so can I
But
speak?
do raise hand and speak, please. Maintain the
Yeah,
Yeah.
how Akib just did and Nirali
okay.
and
Thank you.
Kier.
Sorry. I'm not able to just see because I have this
Yeah,
whole screen.
I know.
Yeah, it's okay. Totally fine, Kapil. Yeah,
Okay,
so
sorry.
so I would like to add the best practices or the governor limit that I faced. One of the governor limit in my project I faced was related to the queuable. So it's like when you are from a main thread, you can add 50 queues, but from a queuable thread, you can add only one more queue. So you cannot branch that thing. So what happened is recently I was practicing this one and I was doing some kind of research or a POC kind of thing. And then I happened to see one of the a loophole I can say in a batch apex. So what I want to communicate here is in the batch apex, whenever we see that we have a start method, a execute, and a finish method, right? So in the start method, it is always said that you need to do a query and you need to return a iterable or a query locator, right? So what is happening is what how we usually use batch apex is like we do some kind of query in the start method and that whatever is the list of the data that is being extracted by the SOQL query is being passed to your execute method and it is being operated depending upon the batch size that you have defined. So what I did is like in my queueable class. Okay, so I have written a queue. Okay, inside the second thread, what I did was wherever when I was getting that too many queuables, that is a governor limit. Okay, like you cannot queue more than two jobs from a queued thread. So what I did, I added a batch apex, and instead of doing a query in my start method, what I did, I created a setter, okay, a list of objects into my batch apex. From here, I set that data, and from my start method, instead of querying and returning the thing, I just returned the list of object, whatever was set. And by using the combination of the batch and apex, I was able to come up with this governor limit, whatever I press. So I applied to my particular project, what I did in my last company. And also one of the other team lead that came to me and asked that they were also facing this particular issue in their client's org. So I just gave him a workaround, okay, and thankfully it's been like 5 months and nothing has crashed after that. So this is the one of the thing that I faced, and that was the governor limit, and I was able to come up with some of the I can say jugaad or something.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's good. Thanks for the detail.
Okay, Nirali, you can go. The second one.
Yes, so apart from the basic uh, code practices that we follow in Salesforce, I have learned to keep a habit of using the PMD tool for Apex. So in my previous project, I have learned that. So this is a tool that we can install in Salesforce. So whenever I hit save to my Apex classes or JS files, it would automatically show me the errors, the uh, let's say, for example, the unused variables or the multiple if else ladders used, multiple nestings. So it would give the limit.
Okay, good.
Okay, perfect. Okay, here you can go.
So recently I came with the strange governor limits. So I was using SOSL. So basically, we use SOSL for the searching records in the Salesforce. So I know limit is 2000. We can get max 2000 search records, but it for only like a one object. So if we search in two objects, like I'm searching string in account and contact both. So for the account, it will return max 1000 records, and for context, it will return max 1000 records. So how it if we use two objects, it divides into two. If we use four objects, it divides into four, like 2000 divided by four. So for one object, it will, if we are using four, so it for one object it will return max 500 records. So that was very strange. And there was another also in SSL only. Sometimes it returns only 250 records, but I log a case with support, so he told me we have to use like some sort by anything sort by, so it will return more records. So these are some strange limitations in SSLs. I just recently came up.
Thanks for sharing it.
Thank you. Brad, please go ahead.
Yeah, so it is not a governor limit, but I've got to know about index fields. These fields will be queried from from the database with by more fast way, in more fast way, rather than other fields. It will be it will be shown in the object manager only, and it is a efficient way to query records.
Okay.
Okay, thank you guys. Kapil, can you just move to the next slide?
Sure.
Okay, there is a new situation regarding deadlines.
Yeah, here what client want to understand, like everyone misses deadline that happen. It can be the mistake of a client, it can be the mistake of the requirement or us, and you might have came across that. So like anything that has happened, so how you handle that, like any creative way or any way you have managed this particular situation till now in your past experience?
Yeah, any previous experience with tight deadline or you missed the deadline, how you handled the situation, how that happened?
Don't think like showing negative thing will give you a bad impression, but if you can commit it, yeah.
Okay, Kier, you can go.
So recently, I had suppose I have lots of work and I had deadline in coming 2 or 3 days. So it was impossible for me to complete that one in 2 or 3 days. So I asked client if you can just I will do some extra, and if you can do some if you can extend some deadline, so I will do some extra from my side and you can do from some extra deadline, postpone some deadline. So
Like communicating properly would
yes,
work out for you. Yeah,
yes.
that's good.
Okay, Akib, go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't have a really client side exposure, but what do I have a manager side exposure? So I have to deliver in my team, I was the one responsible for creating the package and delivering the same for the release in the app exchange. Are deadlines. So before that, see what I do is first of all, if my manager in the start of this sprint he is assigning me the task, so I on my side I judge myself like what and all I can deliver. It's not like I don't want to do the fake promise to my manager. So first of all, only I will take a buffer time like 1 to 2 days. Okay, because it's not about me, it's about my team as well. So after that, even though if I miss a deadline, then I do make sure that I'll work in the late night, and if possible, if needed, I will work on the weekend to meet the deadline. Or if it not, then compensate it. So that's all
Okay.
my experience was. Thank you.
Thank you, Akib. Nirali, you can go.
Yes, I agree with what Keyur and Javed said. We can clearly communicate with the client prior once we get to know that this may get delayed. Also, Javed mentioned that we can work extra time. Also, if we are working in a team, I think we can also get help from one of the team members to divide the work.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, guys. Kapil, please move to the next one.
Sure.
Thank you. Project documentation. Please take your time and read the question.
Do share what methods you follow now, and if you have created your own method or something which really help your client or something, do share some, out of the box thing also who can get a link.
Okay, Akib, you can start.
Yeah, so for the document, previously I used to use the Google Doc, but now after getting into Salesforce, I would like to suggest everybody to use Quip. So the main thing is that you can have a full-fledged access to many of the tools, and like you can integrate charts, bullets very easily. It is very easy to create documents in the Quip, and what I see as a practice inside the Salesforce, they also prefer Quip for their documentation. And regarding the documentation, when I create in my previous company, like my CEO told me while creating the document, I have to think like a layman. Like I don't know what is this. If a layman can understand my document, then a developer or a person who is going to use this one, he surely can. So what and all screenshots if you can add, that is going to be really good. Okay, when you are referring to something, and if there is resources or link to justify your statement, you can add that thing as well. And that's it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, Brad, you're next.
Yeah, so I completely agree with Javed. You can add as much as screenshots and as much as resources because they are more helpful. And you can first let's say if this is an KT document, so you can define every possible or every many thing to that document for the other developer and for the client also to to know so they can understand it properly.
So are you
Yeah.
guys are
Thank you.
using anything like as he mentioned they are using Keep, what you guys are using?
uh Actually, I just joined, and before this, my previous company was using their own templates for everything, even for KD document also, and for POC also, they were using their own templates.
Okay. Nirali, Abhishek, and KU,
Yeah,
you guys.
Nirali wants to add something.
Yes, apart from creating documents, in my one of my projects, I had created videos for clients. So when I was leaving the project, there was some process that they needed to follow on regular basis. So we recorded videos on Loom to and shared with them to make the process easier for them in the future.
That's good. Came a bit extra. Good.
Okay. Thank you, Nirali. Please, Kapil, move to the next slide.
Okay. So guys, we